Today, we have the Volkswagen Beetle that was just added to the crew too. Now, if you didn't know, this was spoken, revealed, announced very, it was last night. It was last night, basically. This thing only costs 1 crew credit or $7, I think it is. It is super cheap, and I thought this wasn't going to come out until Wednesday, but it's out right now, so go and get it. It's free. I mean, not free, but you know what I mean. Without further ado, let us begin the customization of the Beetle. I am so ready. People have been trying to tease this for me all day, but no, my friends, it is not happening. It's not happening. I've been ignoring any we can remove the line. Wow. Actually, to be fair, that does look quite nice. The front bumpers, nice. We have 15 options to go through. Hopefully, we can make this thing look a bit newer, a little bit nicer. Maybe we can make it look like a Porsche. It already does. I know, it's incredible, isn't it? Yes, removing the metal bumpers on cars like this instantly makes them look so much newer. It's kind of ridiculous. Even putting painted ones on looked pretty damn awesome, but I'm going to remove it completely. I wish there was one with like a big splitter. That would have been perfect, but without further ado, apply and move on. Next thing, front fenders. We've got fender options. We can remove the indicators, which kind of sounds a little bit dangerous. Bloody Nora! Now, I was not expecting that. I genuinely was not expecting that. So we can go for the classic wheels, which actually look kind of cool. We're going to keep those for now. We got side mirrors that we can go through. Mate, it's really not changing very much, to be honest with you. We can go with painted options if we want to. I kind of like option 1 because I like the one-sided wing mirror thing. You know, that's how we do. And thankfully, yes, we have more than 2 options for the sides because I was hoping that was going to be able to. Right, carrying on. So we can. What is exactly doing? Rear fenders. To be honest with you, I have no idea what that's doing. Oh, it's adding some black piece there and wide boy. Holy damn, that is beautiful. I'm in love. I'm in love already. So rear wing options. What the flying hell is that? Why are there air filters on the back of the car? Oh, that's a nice wang. Hopefully we can get a combination of the wang and the air filter. That would be amazing. We got a nice medium big. Oh, we got a big un. And holy Jesus. That is ridiculous. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. My favorite option is probably this. I think it looks insanely beautiful. And I think this is ridiculous. But you know me, it's got to go on. We got rear bumper options as well. We can change the lights to make them look very... It looks like a sad, confused anime character. Carrying on, we can go for the double lights. That's pretty damn cool to do that, to be honest. Carrying on. Give me something super clean and nice with the dual exhausts. What a Are you joking? What is that? That is a bloody trumpet. That is ridiculous. This is Need for Speed business over here. Need for Speed business. Carrying on. We've got... That is just silly. That is just beyond silly. I don't understand why you would even do that, to be honest with you. The offset weirdness. I'm actually going to go with the trombone. With the... Do I go with the standard lights? I think the standard lights look best, to be honest with you. I think the other ones look a little bit silly. We've got the interior, which we will play with once we've chosen a color for this thing. Now, I'm going to go to livery first, I think. It's probably the best option. Let's see. This is why I wait. Oh, this is why I like waiting later in the day when cars come out. All of these are going to be Herbie, aren't they? No, it's going to be a fake. This is my option. We're going with this just because then I can change the color of it as well, which is very cool. There was one earlier with the option to not change the color, but I do want to change the color. I think a nice red would be cool. The yellow does look cool. The blue looks cool. There's a lot of bloody color options that look freaking cool. It's a Beetle. It's a Skittle. You can do whatever the heck you want to this machine. But to be honest with you, this blue color, I think suits it super nice. We could also play around with one of the anodized or iridescent colors as well, but I'm going to stick with this blue right here. I think the wheels are going to change. Of course, we get to choose the vanity as well on this. Thankfully, it's on my game, so we can actually do that now. I wish I had some more blue tire writing wheel options. I do quite like those big rugged off-road wheels because they just look ridiculous, but I think we're going to go for something a little bit more subtle. And I think we'll just go for some normal tire writing. And finally, look at that blue. It looks gorgeous. It's on 10. I kind of want to drive it stock. So we'll drive it stock and then upgrade it. Here she is, wobbling like jelly. We haven't even done anything to this, and it wobbles like absolute hell. That is beautiful. We could probably make this thing pop wheelies, I think. So the interior, very cool, is kind of colored to the base of the car, which makes sense. That's how it would be. But I wonder if we change the interior color, would it just do stitching and stuff on the seats? I think that's how it would be. So this, honestly, it's not as slow as I thought it would be. It's only 10 on the performance rating, which isn't very high. Those lights look so silly. They're so tiny. But they work just as well as every other light option in the game. I think the top speed was stuck to about 100 miles an hour. Give it some boost. The flame isn't big enough for that big exhaust bazooka pipe. Oh no, we got 115 out of it. Not too bad. It doesn't feel good at all. To be honest, this thing needs some proper tire upgrades. I think this would be the perfect car to demonstrate how upgrading the wheels and upgrading the engine and everything, how each thing actually does affect the car in that way. Because obviously with normal games like this where you upgrade a performance level, doesn't generally seem to actually do that. You just kind of upgrade the car overall. But the game does have the idea of upgrading those specific elements. I had enough. I'm done already. We need some proper bits. We need some big boy parts. Talk about a glow up. This now has 226 miles an hour and 544 horsepower. It's an RSR. Who would have thought it? It also lowered itself, I think. This looks amazing for like a little cruise machine. Yeah, hunchback man, look at my whip. All right, let's give it the beans. It only revs to just over 4,000. Not even 4.5. It's below 4,500. But the gears feel super long. I'm going in third gear, going 150 miles an hour. To be fair, I expected it to feel a bit slower still. Oh my god, the turning isn't great. It's very wobbly still. It's not stable. She doesn't want to be stable. We need to try some high-speed turns because I feel like this thing's going to struggle. Oh, the brakes are still awful. For slowing down quickly, this ain't the car. This ain't what it doesn't want to do. I'm going to try and take this right turn coming up here and demonstrate what it's going to be like. I can't even see where this turn is, to be honest with you. Right, brake. Ugh, you big boat. Why do you feel so boaty? You should be so light and nimble and... I don't know, actually. I can't say that. The only other game I've experienced the Beetle in that drives well is Need for Speed, because we can plop in RSR engines and the like. I'm one-handed driving here. Can you look at this? Smooth. He's not even playing. I think we could get this thing to pop wheelies if we really wanted to. It would be a bit of a struggle, but I think we could do it. This isn't the only version of this car that is going to be available. There's going to be another version of it, which has special upgrades and stuff. I'm not exactly sure if it's going to be available to buy or if it's going to be a Summit reward car or something. But I've seen the DeLorean, a special neon DeLorean. There's so many different cars coming out. There's even like an old Ferraris, and they're like... There's even kits. They hid these cars away from us. Normally, people leak these cars to me way before, but they did not. They have not seen them themselves. To be fair, this isn't too slow for a car that I thought felt quite slow. God, you're really not good with the brakes. You understeering pig. Let's get it, baby. We gon' do it. There's a bike man here. I completely forgot that was even a thing. That they would put in some bikes. I do wish there were some real wheels in the next crew game. I think that's one of my things. Real aftermarket wheels. I would appreciate greatly. Oh, nice. 62 miles. I'm going to be driving this classic all night now because I want to keep unlocking those hobbies. I still haven't done all the hobbies. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Can you tell I'm not very good at driving this car? It's not very responsive. It feels odd. It doesn't feel like the new crew handling. I think it's intentional. It's not. It just doesn't feel very good, to be honest with you. You have to slow down a hell of a lot for the corners, whereas normally you could plow it through. It's mainly this section. When you go through the sharp turning back and forth in different directions, she doesn't like responding quickly. You boat! Stop doing this! I think it needs traction off. I would much rather you lose your mind, lose control, and be a bit playful than... I guess it's because it's front-wheel drive, right? That's the issue. I'm not used to driving a Volkswagen Beetle in front-wheel drive. So in Forza, I do drivetrain swaps. In Need for Speed, it does a drivetrain swap when you start putting race stuff on. God, come on. You bazooka looking it's the customization, very cool. But in terms of drivability, I must say, no, unfortunately. Let's have a quick play, turn off the traction control and the ESP, and maybe that'll fix something. Disclaimer, I haven't tried this since they updated the handling. I have to say, it's much more snappy straight away. But that is a low speed. We need to see what it's going to be like. It's still pretty slow, but I feel like... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, traction off on this, and you get a much better vehicle. It's front-wheel drive. It doesn't need to be controlled by an electronic assist. It's a classic... It wouldn't have it. It's a classic mobile that doesn't need no assist. You can turn on the throttle a lot quicker. It still does that weird, like... I guess it would be trying to simulate torque steer almost, but for every modern front-wheel drive car I've driven, it's never really been a major issue. It's I guess they want to add the old feel to it somehow. All right, let me know your thoughts on the Volkswagen Beetle. Have you got it? Did you cop it? Did you download? Did you customize? I'm sure you did. It costs absolutely nothing. Be sure to smash like, subscribe. If you know, I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, peace.